The courthouse felt colder than I had imagined, not in temperature, but in atmosphere. I stepped outside carrying a manila envelope that held my finalized divorce papers, along with a heart that I wasn't entirely sure still worked. 14 years of marriage had dissolved into a few strokes of a pen and a curt nod from the judge. No tears, no shouting, just silence. The kind of silence that screams louder than any argument, because it means everything is already over. I didn't feel like going home, though the word no longer applied. The house was hers now. The night before, I had already packed my belongings, 2 suitcases and my worn copy of To Kill a Mockingbird, and loaded them into my car. Everything else stayed behind. It felt cleaner that way, like cutting a cord without untying knots. With no desire for company and nowhere in particular to go, I ended up at a run-down roadside motel on the edge of town. A flickering neon sign promised vacancy, cable, weekly rates. The carpet inside was blotched with stains, the air smelled old, but it was quiet, and quiet was all I needed. The woman at the front desk looked to be in her early 60s. Her hands seemed tired, her eyes sharper than most. She glanced at me like she'd seen this exact scene before, a man with swollen eyes, no wedding ring, and luggage weighed down with regret. Handing me the key card, she said softly, "Room 207. You'll sleep fine in that one. Looks like you need it." I blinked, caught off guard by her tone, not sympathetic, not intrusive, just certain. "Rough day?" she asked, her eyes still on the computer screen. I gave a small nod. "Just signed the papers." She offered a faint, sad smile. "Then tonight, let yourself feel it all. Just don't let it follow you forever." Room 207 was small. 1 bed, a flickering lamp, and the faint smell of old cologne mixed with stale cigarette smoke. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall. No tears came, no screams, just a hollow stillness. I felt like a ghost haunting my own body. Later that night, I walked down the hall for a soda from the vending machine. On my way back, I passed the front desk. She was still there, sipping coffee. "You want to talk?" she asked. I shrugged. "Depends. You charging for therapy?" Her chuckle was quiet. "No, son. I've just been around long enough to know when a man's about to drink from a bottle of pain that never runs dry." We sat on a wooden bench beside a dusty lobby plant. I told her my story in slow, uneven fragments, how my wife's love had faded, how the distance grew, how I kept trying harder while she tried less. I told her she'd called me boring, predictable, as if being safe was some kind of flaw. She studied me for a long moment. "Some people mistake comfort for dullness," she said. "They don't realize what they had until the storm hits them." When I asked if she'd been married, she nodded. "Once. He left when I got sick. Said he hadn't signed up for a sick wife. So I signed his exit papers and built my life anyway." Her voice carried no bitterness, only truth. The quiet that followed was gentle, almost healing. 2 strangers, wounds on display, but without the need to explain them. And I realized that sometimes healing doesn't come from speaking, it comes from being heard. The next morning, I found a note slipped under my door. "You survived the ending. That means you're strong enough to create a better beginning. Don't go back searching for pieces. Leave them. Build something new." I left the motel without a destination, but with a strange lightness, like her words had scraped away a layer of grief I'd been wearing. I didn't know what the future held. I didn't need to. I had survived yesterday, and that was enough for today. Months later, I started fresh in a new city. Found work in a small bookstore. Joined a hiking group. Even learned to laugh again. The pain never fully disappeared, but it became something I could carry, a stone in my pocket instead of a boulder on my back. I never saw that motel receptionist again, but her words stayed with me. And when people ask how I got through that dark chapter, I just smile and say, someone reminded me that the worst day isn't the end. It's proof that better ones can still find you.